Hello, and welcome back to the Indian Racing League here around Suzuka in Japan. And we have a wet qualifying as well as, and also in the comms box with me is, as usually again, Shrikant Das. Hi, Shrikant. How are you doing?
Konnichiwa, easy level. So I am doing as I was doing last week, pretty good, and it's a pretty wet quali, so will be interesting.
Yeah, it is a wet quali indeed. I think players just figuring out their setups. Not sure what the race weather looks like, but it'll be interesting to see if they are looking to put on their wet setups or their dry setups. But we have a mix of tire choices as well. Some on the wets, some on the inters. Let's see what they decide to do when they step out on the track.
And Azun has retired already. Easy level. Do you think these guys will put on a wet setup and maximize their quali? Because Japan is a track notorious for overtaking, because you cannot overtake here because there's only one DRS zone.
Well,
What do
that
you
is
think?
an interesting point you make. So I think they might. I remember a mix of races earlier in IRL where some people struggle to overtake in the only straight that is there, while the other races, some drivers with that lower downforce were able to make their moves, especially into getting a good exit out of Spoon and the run up to 130R as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this time around. Meanwhile, yeah, I think
I'm
most of the drivers who are on outlaps are on a set of intermediates. So I think this rain might just be coming down. The game might have defaulted to the wet tires.
So we can see the track improving, which will create a pretty chaotic quali because the track will be occupied 100% of the time because you will be improving every lap. You will be giving 4 or 5 laps continuously. So yeah, that's pretty crucial. So we have our first guy who is Redstone Derp, who is starting his lap, rounding up the chicane and easy level. Let us through this lap.
Oh, you want me to take you through the lab? All
Yes.
right, going through your start finish straight. Redstone is in those intermediate tires, takes it nice and easy turns. Oh, just runs a bit wide, and I think he backs out from his lap. Does he? He might have just gotten an invalidation as well. He doesn't get an invalidation though. Still chooses to continue, does he? I don't think he is willing to continue. Not sure what kind of fuel loads he is carrying over there, but he definitely is sliding around, not very comfortable in that setup yet right now. He's just getting a hang of the track right now.
But he is
Maybe
using
we
his battery right now.
he is. Let's see, but this might just not be a very representative lap time right now. The driver is just getting used to the grip levels of the track. Maybe we might just come back to him at a later stage. Let's see what happens. What is
Everyone
happening
is
with.
overshooting the turn one.
Yeah, it
So
is going to
yeah,
be tricky, especially with those drivers who have their ABS off as well. So,
yep.
yeah, I'm not sure if
So
Redstone is really pushing as much as he is. He is deploying his battery.
next in sequences is teammate Yash Gosalia, who is just behind him, out of the spoon corner, moving towards 130i, deploying all of his battery. Let's see what will Yash do. Yash will give us the first representative lap towards the final chicane. Will he brake early? Will he brake late? He is braking early and he clips the curb. And Redstone sets a 143.6. Let's see what Yash can do to challenge his teammate. Yash taking the sim racing line and he sets a 144.5. And now we have Srivatsa, who is going almost a second faster, 142.8. That's a representative lap considering Redstone bottled his turn one. But right now Redstone is going towards SS and he's attacking very aggressively in those SS. So let's see how this goes.
Yeah, they would be carrying some additional fuel loads as well, maybe going on multiple runs, especially in this first phase or the first stint of the qualifying session. Meanwhile, the driver just in the background of Redstone going very wide. Is
Yeah.
there anyone else who's not anybody, and nobody's really challenging any of the drivers right now? Srivats has put in a good lap time over there. Let's see how that, if he tumbles down the. Or meanwhile, Abhishek's also probably had a major moment.
Yeah. And we have Sid Venkatesh in P5 and VFX Cutter up in P3. He is up into. Oh my god, Wahid. The understeer is crazy going into the hairpin. He was just sliding with full lock on his wheels. This is crazy, Rain. Are these guys just ignored the game and tried to go on intermediates, hoping that track conditions will improve, or and Redstone goes 41 to yeah
Yeah,
casually the faster by a second and a half.
definitely now has gotten a hang of.
And we have Abhay with a 5 second 5 place grid penalty because he collided with Yash Gosalia.
Whoops.
What happened?
Not sure what happened there. Nothing caught on stream right now, none of the drivers, but Redstone definitely now setting a very competitive lap time. They're 1.5 seconds clear of Srivats in P2. Meanwhile, there is
Wait,
Gangster Srivats. I hope Srivats is not on a.
lap. No, he's not using his battery, but it's SS. Who knows? Let's see if he will deploy out of this corner. No, he is deploying. He is catching up to the Williams side, and he will overtake down the inside, and he makes the move, and he's half a second faster on his time, and he has gone purple in sector one. Let's see how this goes with traffic, mind you, and the track is definitely improving because so Redstone is also improving. Let's see what his second sector split will be. And we have Gangster who has slipped up in P3 with a
3.
143.7. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Redstone is improving by a tenth. And Srivatsa, let's see. Into the spoon corner. He is understeering. It's pretty chaotic right now because the rear end is also slipping out on this one and you are understeering, so it's Ferrari 2014 right at it. And Redstone sets a faster time, 141.2, and we have Shivatsa going a second faster, almost a second faster into the final chicane, another traffic, and he is braking late, not clipping the curb that much as Redstone. Rounding up the final corner, he will take a wide line, now switches to the inside, and he will what? Oh, he goes
He does,
P2,
yeah, he does improve on his
141.4.
time. Yeah, does improve on his
I mean,
time, just 1.5 tenths. Meanwhile,
considering
Smith
his,
also
yeah,
putting himself there in contention. There was a Red Bull that just rounded up, I think. Which one was that? Red Baron he is just starting his lap probably. Meanwhile, VFix
VFX
goes on
140.7.
provisional pole, so definitely a lot of track evolution happening there. The rain has also come down, Shrikant, so there was the intensity of the rain was fairly pretty,
Yeah,
or rather higher than what we see right now.
I mean, this will be pole for the guy who is the last one to cross the line. So yeah, everyone wants to be the last one to cross the line on this one. So let's see, it will be a chaotic last lap.
Oh, meanwhile,
And
there
we have
are yellow
Abhishek
flags.
going up into P2. Abhishek is up into P2 in that Japanese livery Red Bull. That looks so nice. Nice one. So yeah. The grade is pretty close. Like the top three are pretty close, and we have Redstone going 140.3. He is not holding back. He is definitely not holding back. He's just setting laps after laps.
Yeah, I'm just
It,
wondering if, yeah, I think he might just want to go back into the pits one for one once before his final stint and maybe get a fresh set of intermediate tires.
yeah. So that will be a pretty chaotic pit lane because everyone wants to go in and come out at the same time. So yeah, we have Jin in the chat saying hello, hello Jin. Why are you not racing? It would have nice to see you on track. With these conditions, we have Efex in the pits. Abhishek is not setting a lap. He's down by 2 seconds. And we have Red Baron. Oh, Abhishek says this thing, few lighters going off. So yeah. So both the Red Bulls up into P3 and P4. Pretty. Oh, what just happened? That's pretty chaotic into the pit lane. And we have Amir who is up into P9. Okay, he has also aborted his lap. And we have
Yeah,
Ramen up into P4, splitting the Red Bulls with a 141.2.
yeah, there is a slightly drier line that has also come out. I'm not. No, I think
Yeah,
the drivers won't have enough time, or the rain is still dropping on the circuit, so not really any chance of slicks coming in the last phase of qualifying. But we still have
I
a
mean,
little more
you
than
never
6 minutes to go. Yeah, you never know what
know.
happens.
You never know. So
Uh,
we have Jin in the chat saying no interest for the game, waiting for the Lyco Championship. I mean, I also don't have any interest in the game, but it would be lovely to race you again. So yeah, it would be nice to see you back. So it's a Lyco Championship referring to the 2026 regulations, which are pretty painful for a Red Bull fan. So yeah. So we have all guys are coming in. We have VFX Srivatsa and Yash Gosalia who are coming out early, who will keep on setting the laps so they don't fall out of the rhythm. And we have Shooter going 139.4 with the provisional pole. That the track is definitely improving right now. And Shooter, mind you, oh my god, he just went off.
yeah,
Mind you, he just turned off his racing line. So it's another challenge for him. So let's see how this pans out for the Aston Martin driver.
yeah, especially and so far getting provisional pole in wet weather setup where your braking points tend to differ. So he's still
Yeah,
doing a pretty good job out there with for the first time with no racing line. Meanwhile, a lot of
yeah,
drivers,
that's
not lot, in fact, just a couple of drivers have not put in their times. I think they are serving their qualifying bans. Abu and
yeah. Okay.
Abhay, Wahid. It's AV, another new driver on the grid. Let's see what kind of a race he uh, puts for us. I've put my money on him not finishing the race, but let's see what works out.
So we have Abhay setting a lap time. That's
Mean,
145.3.
Meanwhile, I think Yash Gosalia just started his lap. Why don't you take us through his lap? He just encounters
Yeah,
traffic.
oh my god. As soon as who's that? That's Williams. That's Williams of Abhay, I guess. Yeah,
Oh,
that is Abhay with the Gulf livery Williams. So yeah,
whoa.
Shabot says lap. Apex Cutter is on a lap out of the assist towards Degna 1 and 2. Let's be on board with him. Deploying his battery, there's definitely a dry line. He will left brake, taps a brake, and then towards Degna 2, he is avoiding that curve because you don't want to touch curves in the wet. So let's see, towards the hairpin, he brakes early. He's not applying full brake pressure, so he doesn't lock up. It's pretty tricky now. Like in wet weather, you cannot put on full pressure. Even if you put full pressure, you are gone. It will lock up and you are going straight. So towards the spoon corner, he is using his battery and he is understeering. He controls it pretty nicely, but he will lose time. Out of the spoon section, he's not using that much of track towards 130, deploying every bit of battery he is having. So let's see how this goes. Meanwhile, the gangster goes up to P2, 139.5, only a tenth down from shooter. Less than a tenth. Towards the final chicane, VFX goes. Let's see.
He
He clips the curb
he's
and
improving by 2.5 seconds, mind you, Shrikant.
yeah.
So expect provisional pole on this, maybe. And yes, that
Yes,
is.
137.9.
So I think the last driver to cross the line after uh, uh, The time runs out is probably when you want where you want to be for this
Yeah,
qualifying. The track might have evolved to the most. Meanwhile, VFix. Let's see who else is crossing the line right now.
we
Abhishek is just
have
starting a new lap. There's an Alpine that just crossed of Deadly Mosquito.
he's starting. Mosquito is starting his lap. So
Yeah,
everyone is
there's
starting his lap. So we have Sid Venkatesh, who is the leading guy who will cross the line with the out of Degna 2. It's a traffic paradise. Look behind Sid. Oh my
yeah, there's
God.
Mercedes, Aston Martin, Mercedes, a lot of drivers. Oh, Sid just locking up, I believe. I think it's a very slow corner, especially in the wets, this hairpin section. And you can lose
Yep.
out your car here in this fast right-hander as well. As he approaches Spoon corner, just gets
So
his
we
entry.
have yellow flag
I think
for
probably,
Wahid. Wahid who moved out of the way for Yash Gosalia, who was impeded by by a Williams into sector one. Let's see how this goes. Yash Gosalia, whose fuel light is blinking, it's almost quali. It's quali over for him. What will he do? Oh,
yeah, he
it
can't.
might be a false indication. You know,
Wait, while
all
Sid
show.
Venkatesh coming to cross the line goes P9, improves by 3 seconds. There's another Alpine following of VFix. Also, VFix just probably improved his time. The Mercedes, yeah, I think
Mercedes of Redstone. He
Shrivats is
just
also
started the lap.
Shrivats also probably just started his lap. So I think there is a red Abhishek's coming to cross the line. P3 for him provisionally.
But he will go for a lap because you can go for the lap. The batteries will charge up pretty quickly into sector one if you turn it off. Will okay, I can't see if we can turn the battery off or no. But we have Mercedes of Redstone Dub who is down in P9. He is improved by a second into sector one. Let's see Degna
Oh,
1,
but
Degna
he
2,
has
Degna 2.
invalidated his lap.
And he has
So,
invalidated his lap.
so not
Can he
sure
make
if he
to
has.
the line?
Yeah, if he has, no, I don't think he can make it to the line. So that is quali over for Edgestone Dub. He's got a big mountain to climb for the race ahead.
Yash
Meanwhile,
has
Deadly
also backed out.
Mosquito is beached on at the
What?
exit of 130 hours. So that is
Wow,
quali
it's
over
not
for him as well.
130R, but it's
Oh, it
wow.
isn't. Oh, yeah.
No, it's the SS. It's the
Okay,
SS, and we have
Gangster crosses the line, goes P3. I think there's a Red Bull which will cross the line next off Sid Venkatesh or the Racing Bulls of Sid Venkatesh. Where does that see him? That goes, he stays P11. I think there is a Mercedes that has invalidated Redstone.
and Yash has backed out. Gangster is still going on a lap, and let's see what will his sector split will be. He's
Uh,
using his battery towards Degna 1 and Degna 2, and he is not improving. He's down by 8 tenths.
Yeah,
Abhishek towards the line goes P3, displaces Yash Gosali and Gangster. Srivatsa up into P2.
yup, he
Out of
is.
nowhere, he's up into P2.
Yeah, he
And
is.
let's see, we have Shooter up into P6, and we have. Wait a minute.
Ramen crossing the line, he goes P9, and a few more drivers also crossing the line right after. So I think he's back into the pits, the McLaren. So I think this is Emma. Yash Kosalia is also going
Yes.
slowly, so that is quali over for him. And we have Red Baron. I think that is pretty much quali over. Gangster is still the only driver probably on a run, and he is approaching the final chicane. Is he on a hot lap
So
or
we
is
have
he going?
Faizan who has joined the lobby, but I don't think he has chosen his car, so I don't think Faizan will be able to participate in this race. So we are having a Ferrari double DNS. Wow, not surprising, but yes, we are having a Ferrari double DNS.
But an interesting quali session, Shrikant, VFix and Srivats going on rounding up the front row. Redstone Derp in an unusual P12, so he will have a lot of overtaking to do Not sure what the weather is like in the race, but let's see if we have an interesting mix of weather as well during the race. But yeah,
Yep.
an interesting wet weather qualifying here around Suzuka, VFix and Shrivats rounding the front row. Abhishek's I think in P3. I'm still waiting for the rest of
So
the
we have
grid.
Yash Rosalia in P4, then we have Gangster in P5, Shooters P6, Smith P7, Baron in P8, P9, Raman P10, Mosquito. Then we have Amber in 11, 12 is Redstone Dub. So let's see, it's a pretty chaotic mix because we have the rookie drivers, experienced drivers all in the mix.
And you have
So,
Suzuka, a place which is notorious for
and we have
overtaking.
a wet race. We have a wet race. So it is going to be chaotic. Nice.
Whoa! I hope there's a mix of weather conditions as well during the race. People getting into slicks as well. It will really
Yep.
put a lot of strategy into place. So
I
now would be really it is interesting. Now the drivers mostly are would be on their wet setups, so there won't be a
Yeah,
lot of overtaking to be seen. But
but we might
drivers,
see mistakes from
yeah,
drivers, so
yeah,
as we did
drivers
in
making
quali.
mistakes.
So,
But I
and turn
hopefully
one is going to be chaos.
I don't know. Do you see your spectator menu? I'm still waiting for my spectator menu to show up.
Same. It's saying waiting for players. So I think these guys will uh, take their setups and tires, and then we will be able to see. So yeah. Turn one is going to be crucial because it will be a make or break for everyone. So we have a formation lap, so we can set up the spectator menu. We have VFX going off, then we have everyone will follow on. So, so everyone has decided to start on the Inters, and we have Yash Gosale already.
Disqualified already.
DSQ'd. How?
Okay, Abhay is not willing to move from the grid, is he? I don't know. Oh, no, no. There.
Abhay is moving. That's
Oh,
Yash.
no, I
That's
think
Yash.
that's Yash who has been disqualified, right?
How? No
Oh.
one else disqualified.
But very light rain, Shrikant. So I really have this feeling that we might see the weather changing as well through the course of
Yeah.
the race. But let's see.
Who knows? It's Codys. They can make it like a tsunami or tornado incoming, but it will dry up in what? 2 laps, 5 laps.
But oh,
So,
good
so
news,
we have.
Faizan has been able to join the
Yeah.
race. So
Faizan is in the lobby, yeah. So we don't have another. And we have Basil in the chat, and we have Faizan and Abhiud DSQ. Wow.
yeah, I think Faizan just ran into the back of Abu over there.
Yeah, that's. I guess he was excited as well to race. So, I mean, everyone will be excited to race in a wet Suzuka. It will be pretty chaotic.
Yeah, it doesn't look
Ah,
so wet. I think it's a very borderline, or it is just getting wet. I don't know how the rain feels,
and we
though I
have the
haven't
leader
raced
for.
much.
Yeah. So,
All right,
if the
take
rain
us.
continues, easy level one question. If the rain continues, do we see people going for no stopper?
Oh, I think that'll be a bit too hard on these tires. But expect a few maybe to go for the no stopper and
Yeah,
take us
and
through the
Gangster
race as
DNF, Smith. Yep.
race start as
Smith
well.
also DNF. DSQs, sorry. So, yeah. So we have the last car of Abhay approaching the grid. He will take up the final grid spot for
Very,
this Suzuka GP. And we have VFX Cutter who
very
has positioned
defensive
his
start.
car
Yeah,
pretty.
yeah, very
Yeah,
defensive
so
too.
it's one light, two light, three lights, four lights, five lights, and it's
Try
lights
to.
out and away we go. And guys are experiencing severe wheel spin. VFX gets a good start, so does Srivats, so does Abhishek. Will what we'll see? And Abhishek breaks his wing, and it's a chaos. And we have carbon fiber pieces flying across the track into turn one. VFX keeps the lead, but it's four wide into the SS. Redstone, yes, Goshalia and Gangster, yes, Redstone down the inside of the house. He will make up the move, and he's up into pizza and making five places already. We have Smith Chavu didn't have a good start, and he's under threat from Faizan. Faizan makes up the move to P11. These guys were DSQ'd, and we have Baron and Shooter trading positions. Baron Shooter side by side. Shooter lets go of the Red Bull. It's a Red Bull 3-4 with Abhishek with a broken end plate. Let's see how this goes. And VFix in all of that has put out a comfortable lead of 8 tenths to Srivatsa. So it was a pretty chaotic start, and it's still, these guys are still side by side. Redstone around the outside of Ramen, now the inside towards the spoon corner. Redstone with the battery, with the grip, and Ramen is off track. He's onto the grass. Oh my god, I'm out of breath. And Gangster will make the move on Ramen and down into P8. These guys are still fighting side by side, and they break a wing. Who was that? That was Ramen and Yash Gosalia making contact. And in all of that, Amar and Faizan will make the move, and it's up into P11 for, down into P11 for Yash Gosalia. That's pretty horrific start for the Mercedes. Meanwhile, his teammate up from P12 to P6, rounding up the final lap, first lap, and these guys have settled in. And in all of that, we fix 1.3 seconds in one lap. And we have Smith Shah, Yash Gosali, Yash, who is ghosted. What? What? Yash in the pits. He's missing an end plate. He will go for a wing change. So let's see. Oh my god.
Yeah, pretty chaotic start, but meanwhile, just drivers just trying to find the more lot of drivers just missing their braking points, overshooting the corner. Abhiu there just trying to hold his position. There's an Alfa Romeo of Wahid up front and his teammate in Azun. Azun just being mindful in these
Redstone
tricky
up into
sections.
P6 now is challenging the Aston Martin into Degna 1, Degna 2. Abhishek with the broken end plate. He is the bottleneck for P3 right now. He's holding up his teammate Red Baron, Shooter, and Redstone. We will see. I think we will see Gangster catching up to the pack, and yes, indeed, he is catching up to the pack. Oh, never mind. So we have Faizan and Hammer going side by side. They make contact. Faizan is up into P9. Faizan with that fire start and that Ferrari is up into P9. I think he started last P18, I guess. So yeah. And
Yeah,
Raman, yeah.
yeah, a lot of position changes for drivers. Meanwhile, yes, you said it. Faizan with 9 positions he has gained in his race start. Has a good first couple of laps. Let's see what he can do and make further inroads. He would be hoping to do that. Meanwhile, the top three staying as they are. Red Baron under a bit of threat from Shooter and Redstone behind. Redstone eager to make up places. He's already made 6 places. He would want to make quickly clear the two drivers ahead, but there is a yellow flag for someone. Very
That
brief.
is Abhay, I guess.
Yeah, I think
That
at
is Abhay.
Abhay at the final couple of corners just losing his car
Where
there.
Smith and AV trading positions into the SS section. Don't do that. Oh my god. The hearts of AV and Smith make contact, and it's carbon fiber flying off everywhere. So I don't know how this is not a VSC, but okay. That was pretty chaotic from the Haas and the Racing Bull. We have Yash Gosali again in the pits.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yash. Not sure what has happened with Yash Gosalia. He's not having the best
and
of
Deadly
races.
Mosquito. Deadly Mosquito also lost a lot of places, and he is down into P16 and he's fighting the McLaren. The McLaren's P15 and P17. This is a nightmare for them.
Yeah, meanwhile, the not a similar
And
case
in all of that, yeah,
for the
in
McLarens
all of
in
that,
real life, but yeah, go ahead, Srikant.
yeah, in all of that, Redstone has moved up to P5. He has overtaken Shooter and now is threatening Red Baron. Red Baron, who is already struggling, is under threat from the championship leader, who is on his tail right now into the final chicane. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, Redstone would look to get a
Mercy
good
versus
exit, which I think he does get, but it gets a bit squirrely at the exit, and this would just make him lose the momentum, but he does have a lot of straight line speed with him. He's deploying the battery as well, wants to make that position and does it easy. And meanwhile, the
And
racing
Abhishek
bulls,
goes off.
yeah, he goes off track, and that is two positions for Edgestone Derp. He is back in contention already. It's just lap 4 of the race, and he is in P3 in a circuit like
And we have
Suzuka.
yellow flag for Sid Venkatesh, who is
Oh,
dropping down like a stone, and he has spun into turn one. So
yeah, not the
unfortunate
best
for
of.
him, but yeah, but still, Red Baron is still under a second away from Red Stone. So let's see how this goes. And he's being trailed by Shooter and Abhishek. Uh, Shooter, who has turned off his line, is visually struggling, but he's doing a good job keeping that P6. So let's see how this goes. And we have Wahid and Abhi going side by Azun going side by side. The McLarens are fighting the Sauber like it's like no tomorrow. And he's into gravel trap and he makes contact with the second McLaren and he is pointing towards the same direction. We have Yash Goswami getting a penalty, who is I don't know, uh, way too behind.
Yeah, he's
Unfortunate for him, but yeah. In all
not
of that,
having.
VFix stretching a gap of 2.3 seconds
Yeah,
from
VFix would
Srivatsa.
be very comfortable there driving, just making sure he doesn't make any mistakes, picks his braking points right. And meanwhile, but Redstone is has put in the fastest lap of the race. He would look to claw back that time onto VFix. Meanwhile, Red Baron, Abhishek.
Abhishek's again going wide. He is struggling with that broken end plate. Yeah, that's pretty nostalgic for Abhishek as well because last time he also broke his wing and reached here. So yeah, Deadly Mosquito in the pits. I think he will go for a wing change. Yep. He. Oh no, he's not going for a wing change. He's going on. He's going on the medium tire. He's the first one to bite the bullet and go on the medium tires. Wow. Let's
And
see
I
where
can
he will
still
end up.
see droplets of rain. So I think is
Yeah.
that a call a bit too early? I'm not very sure, but that is what. So you said it, Shrikant. Codies can give us anything on this game, so they might just be giving us a slightly dry track with a bit of droplets of rain. But let's see, let's find out what happens. There is a bit of a kind of a dry line emerging on the track. Not really.
Yeah.
It's pretty faint. Meanwhile,
But
Abhishek's very close to
but
his.
Mosquito is pretty slow. Mosquito is way too slow. But he's
Yeah.
gaining time on up here, so let's see. I will monitor his interval, so let's see.
Meanwhile, Sid
And we have the
Venkatesh and
Abhiyu and Sid.
going
Sid
side by.
makes the move on Abhiyu and he is up into P14 with that number 3 Racing Bulls into the spoon corner. He will stay ahead. Azun and AV going side by side. The Haas and the McLaren side by side into turn 1. Oh, 130R, but Azun dips his wheel in the grass and he has to back out. And we have Hammer and Smith. Smith is up into P10 after that horrible start. He is up into P10, back into the point spin position. Now their race is pretty calm down and these guys are not close to each other apart from few. So let's see.
Yeah, a few mini battles emerging there, but otherwise the grid fairly pretty spread out. Abhishek's just keeping it hot behind his teammate Red Baron.
I
Meanwhile,
mean, he's doing
Redstone
a
has
fantastic
also
job with
caught
that.
up to Srivats,
Yeah.
but Srivats also just maintaining that gap to VFix. So, and all of these drivers are within undercut or overcut territory. It's just about when do they call to get onto the slicks. So, or rather, make that call to get onto the slicks. It doesn't
So
look
we have
like slick
Wahid.
territory right now, but
Yeah, it's not. We have Wahid who just pitted onto the fresh intermediate set, so I don't think the gamble for Deadly Mosquito was worth it because he barely has gained any time on Abhay. So let's see how this goes. Oh,
yeah.
it's a train from P4 to P7. Red Baron is holding up Abhishek's his teammate, a shooter and gangster. So let's see how this pans out for the quartet. And we had Domithor asking Shrikant, when can we see you racing? Racing again full time? I don't know. But reserves, I will uh, get any chance if I get any chance. So yeah, I will drive. So
Meanwhile,
yes,
it's
so
AV and Azun once again at it for going up to 130R. No, I think AV still maintains that position. Azun is going to make sure he makes him big on the rear view mirrors of that Haas, but Azun does get a better exit than that Haas. And what in the run up to turn one, does he have enough battery to deploy and make a move on down into turn one? No, is the answer. AV just holds his position, has just got just about enough straight line speed there to hold his position, and there in the S's, another tricky place. Not a lot of, not the ideal place to overtake, but Azun would want to follow as much as he can. Meanwhile, moving up, Gangster is getting close to the back of Shooter there, and yeah, Red Baron just is the lead of the train of four cars behind him. It is just a matter of when DRS gets enabled, and those drivers will have that just bit, tad bit of overspeed to challenge the drivers ahead in the run up to turn one.
yeah, Mosquito again waiting for Inters. I think he was way too early for slicks.
Yeah,
So
no dry line as such emerging as well. So that gamble not paying off at all. Meanwhile, Shooter following Abhishek's very well there, but it is a bit dry. Meanwhile, Redstone is in the pit. So has he? Is he gambling for a set of? He's come on another set
or
of
is
intermediate
he's
tires.
going on Inters?
So I think
I
yeah.
think the
So
Inters are burning out,
yeah,
but
they
it's not too dry for the slicks.
slicks as
So
well. So yeah, a bit of crossover area for this part of the race. None of the other drivers looking to box. They think maybe the rain might just go and they might just get into slick straight away.
so
It's a 3 second time penalty for him. Meanwhile, Abhishek still following Red Baron. I don't think this four-car
but
train is going to get affected as much in terms of the pecking order.
yeah, so these guys might be looking to undercut each other because right now Redstone pitted. If VFX or Srivatsa pit, they will have to encounter Redstone. Redstone, who is stuck behind Smith Shah, the racing bull, he needs to overtake him to make that undercut effective. And he is going around the outside in towards the spoon corner. He will make the move. He's up into P9. Now it's Faizan ahead only by 8 tenths. It's Mercedes versus Ferrari, just like real life, but the Mercedes is having tire advantage. So let's see how this goes.
Yeah,
And so does
clearly visible the
batteries.
exit. He gets a brilliant exit
Yeah,
out of coming out of spoon, and he's just going to make him a bit uncomfortable, make him himself big on those rear view mirrors of Faizan. But Faizan just holding himself right now. Redstone is almost kissing the rares of that Ferrari. Will get that better drive through the final corner in those fresh tires, and making that move is Redstone. So, and looking at the gap, meanwhile, Faizan wants to come back at him, and
strongly.
Redstone
Oh my
was
god.
taken by surprise in that dive to scare moment by Faizan, and Faizan just a little finding that sense of accomplishment in retaining that position. Meanwhile, Sid, Venkatesh, and Azun are also involved in a battle
Yeah.
with each other. Meanwhile, AV, or rather,
Redstone
it's a
following
three-way.
this close around down the inside will make the move into Tegna 2. He's up into P8, and we have Abhishek's overtaking his teammate. So is Shooter Red Baron, who is struggling, and they make contact. Red Baron and Shooter, they have bit quickly, and they have lost time to Abhishek. They are losing the touch to that white livery Red Bull. Will Shooter make the move into 130? Will he use all his battery? So let's see. He's sniffing that gearbox. He's sniffing that engine fumes. He is using his battery into 130R. We will see. He's not closing up that fast, but he will. he will tuck back in, and we have Red Baron going wide. We have Shivatsa in the pits. So it will be crucial to see where will Shivatsa end up, and let's see. And it's a safety car. It's a safety car. I don't know why, what
For what?
happened. And it's a safety car. I don't know. Everyone is pitting. Abhishek's Red Baron, Shooter, Gangster, everyone in the pits. And we have Ramen. Everyone will pit. It's gone for Redstone. I think he will end up back in P3, and we have Gangster penalty for collision in the pits. How? Why? And
Drive
Hammer gets
through
a drive through.
penalty. Oh my
Wow.
god.
Wow.
I think the
Well,
drivers really need to sort out managing their deltas. But
and we
good
have
news.
Redstone in the pits. We have Slick Runners. We have Ramen and Redstone who are gambling on the hard test. So is Faizan. Everyone else are on the inters. It's oh my god. I think they they just nailed the strategy. Ramen, Redstone, and Faizan, because it's safety car. Your duration will extend, and you will definitely have a dry race.
But the
And we
safety
have Red
car
Baron.
is still not, the leader has not caught up. So all these drivers are still driving on a delta. So VFix would be able to pit and still maintain his P1 as well, and so would Srivats. So I think the order might just Ramen, Redstone, Faizan might just jump Abhishek's Shooter and Gangster possibly, and even Red Baron
Yep.
for that matter. But I
The
think
rain stopped. The rain stopped. Oh, the track will dry soon.
this is going to
Whoa,
get
this
rather interesting. But
is.
I am super curious why that safety car came out. I think there might just be some driver who
Yes.
might have lost their wing
And we have AV getting a drive
drive
through.
through
Wow.
penalty under the safety car, so not able to manage his delta there. AV.
And we have VFX in the pits.
We fix. He should be able to comfortably come out in the
And he gets
lead.
another drive through AV.
Oh,
Wow.
all right. This is
And
very
VFX
strange.
pits on the hard tires. What will Srivatsa do? What will Red Baron do? Srivatsa is in the pits again. He will pit for the slick tire. So is what will Red Baron do? Let's see.
I think he would also go
This
back to the pits, but he has a delta to maintain, which almost made him
now the
drive
delta
through
is.
penalty.
Oh my god, what is happening? The delta is gone. The delta is gone. So they need to catch up to the safety car now. So it's nightmare for Baron, Gangster, Shooter, and Abhishek. The strategy is gone. Ramen will overtake everyone, and he will end up behind Srivatsa. Srivatsa in all of that has maintained the P2. So Redstone is back into P4. The safety car was a blessing in disguise for Redstone right there. And so is Faizan. Faizan is up into P5. So let's see how this goes. That was.
Oh,
And Shooter.
there is somebody just spun out of, I think. Oh, shooter just went
That
full
is
throttle.
Shooter.
Yeah, I think he might have just gone full throttle in those cold, slick tires and just lost his car coming out of the pit lane. Oh, not the best of
Pretty
outcomes for
Lance
him,
Stroll
but
moment.
yeah, still more than half the race to go, shooter. You can keep your head down and still a lot to find. And while all
So we
drivers
have.
on hard tires except Abhay, is he going to come back into the pits? He doesn't.
I don't think he will dive into the pits. Now we have Caesar asking if we how many drive-through penalties. So we have two for Red Baron, two for AV, three for AV. I guess I don't know, but yes, there are too many drive-throughs for these guys. So let's see how this pans out for them. So
Yeah, Red Baron has one. AV has two drive-throughs. Red Baron also has two drive-throughs, and
yeah.
so does Emmer. So a lot of drive-through
Oh
penalties
my
for
god.
some of the drivers.
Oh, these guys are sliding like there is no grip available. Look at Abhay. He was just. I don't know what is happening under safety car. These guys are just sliding, and the gap is way too much. They will bunch up the field. It will take another lap or two, so it's a pretty boring phase. Now the pit stops are done. Safety car is bunching up the pack. So
Talking
easy
about
level.
the
What do you think?
yeah, let's talk about The real life Japanese Grand Prix. So, do you have any hopes from Red Bull this week around, Shrikant?
No. No. After looking at practice, Max is P7 and P10, so it's pretty pretty sad to see that. But I think Ferrari and Mercedes and McLaren as well, because McLaren guys were, after 130R, these guys weren't clipping a lot as Mercedes, but Mercedes being the factory team, they will just cook it. So it's an
Meanwhile,
undeniable
drivers
fact.
overtaking under safety car. What is that happening?
I think these guys are pitting, and we have Shooter and AV in the pits. They are going on to the medium tires. Will the mediums make to till the end? I don't think so, because the tire wear on this track is pretty insane. Because the recommended strategy for dry conditions was two stropper, but still,
Yes, a little bit of lighter fuel load, so we might just see what lap we are on lap 12. We might have safety car for another lap possibly, and
yep.
for 15, 14 laps of green flag racing potentially, if there aren't any further incidents.
And we have Abhay, who is losing out, and he has spun. Abhay has spun and into the SS. He will recover it, but he is down into P19.
So I think it's just this lap. If they are able to catch up in this lap, well and good. Otherwise, the safety car would, I believe, definitely be in the next lap, irrespective of packed bunches or not. But let's see. Most of the pack has definitely bunched up. DRS will also be enabled, so different drivers in different setups, some with different downforce configurations. It'll be good to see what happens at the exit in the run up to 130R and as well as in the run up to turn 1. So meanwhile, the biggest gainers of so far right now are Redstone and Faizan. Even Azun, for that matter, just doing his standard strategy of not qualifying and going ahead. Faizan, 13 positions gained. Redstone has also gained 8 positions. Why are drivers changing positions? Oh, okay.
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay, what is happening? Why are people changing position? I think they are back to their standard positions. A bit of position swapping
Hello.
happening. Yes. Hello,
Yeah, my
Shrikant.
mic gave up, so yeah, I'm back. So yeah, I think these guys are pitting for the freshest tires possible. So we only have AV who is on the medium tires. Everyone else is on the hards. They are hoping to make it till the end. And we have Abhay who is 36 seconds behind the next car, who is Shooter, who's in P18.
Yeah, I
I
don't think the same.
think
Oh, and Abhay has lost his car again. So, oh, I
into
don't.
the SS, he's losing his car every lap.
Yeah, I think there is a bit of setup misconfiguration for him. He doesn't have an end plate as well now, and safety car is definitely in this lap. No more waiting. So we'll have
Yep.
14 laps of potentially 14 laps of green flag racing. But let's see.
So
Let's yeah.
let's be on board with the Redstone. Let's see how the safety car looks from his perspective. And VFX is tentative out of the chicane. He's not bolting for it. Still weaving, and he's still weaving. What? And he's gone. And he's gone. We have Gangster in the pits. Gangster in the pits, and VFX gets a good start, and Shriyotsa is caught napping, so the field is pretty bunched up from P1 to P5. Red Baron didn't get a good restart, and he is falling away from Faizan.
Oh, Rich.
So yeah, Redstone still side by side with Faizan. They make contact. Faizan is off track. He is getting overtaken by the Red Bull, and they make contact again, and he's under threat from Abhishek right now. So yeah, Faizan did make contact with Redstone and Abhishek and Red Baron. So he's down into P6, and we have Yash Gosalia, Wahid, and Abhu, and there is carbon fire flying everywhere. So Shooter and Abhay has retired in the pits, Yes, Gangster has retired as well. So we have Hammer going wide, and he is. Oh my God, he avoids the wall and he's still going on, and we have Redstone up into P3, overtaking Raman. Now he's hounding down Srivatsa and VFX Cutter for that win, for that second consecutive win, and we are Gangster leaving the circle. So in all of that, and you think Red Baron will service drive? I mean, it doesn't matter because you have two drive-throughs now. So, but still. So we have Chips in the chat. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, Chips. We are missing you in the comms box.
Meanwhile, the
Join us soon.
Haas and the Alfa Romeo, I think they are Emmer and AV coming close, pretty close. AV still holding on to his position and dives into the pits for some reason. Meanwhile,
His
shoot.
drive-through. It's drive-through.
Oh yeah, he's got a drive-through penalty as well.
Two
Me,
drive-throughs, and we have Smith and Azun trading position. Smith is up into P7 after that horrible start, all that incidents, and he's back into P7. That's pretty chaotic race for him. And we have Abhishek who is trailing Faizan right now. Faizan who is unsettled in that car. He is not finding his rhythm. He's all over the place, but and he has dropped 2 seconds to Raman. Raman, who is keeping a second away from us, almost a second away from Redstone. He's trying. Oh my God, Redstone and Srivatsa. Redstone going wide. Srivatsa. Sorry, that was Srivatsa going wide, and Redstone is still training Srivatsa. Raman is watching all of that, and he's and these guys are way too close, and VFX didn't gain that much time. Even Srivatsa and Redstone were fighting, so it is going to be an interesting battle. So let's see how this goes. Towards 130, the quartet of VFX, Srivatsa, Redstone, and Raman is going. Raman and all of that is staying calm, waiting for the scraps, pick up scraps. So let's see into the final chicane. These two, Redstone way too close, and Faizan gets a penalty out of the chicane. So Faizan is under threat from Abhishek and Smith. Redstone with the first lap, 131.8. That's and Abhishek overtakes Faizan. Faizan cannot defend the Red Bull. So let's see how this
although
goes.
those two cars almost coming together while Abhishek was making the move, but thankfully no incidents happening there, and Abhishek's looking would look to make as many positions as he can as the drivers just getting settling in their rhythm. A few drivers, serving their drive-throughs again and again in the pits. So as good as a DNF for AV with those double drive-throughs.
Yeah, same
Oh,
likewise for
meanwhile,
Red
that
Baron.
Srivatsa
Redstone way
just,
too close.
yeah, Srivatsa just locking up in that hairpin, in the entry into the hairpin. Now, this would put him under a lot of threat from Redstone, and Redstone would just look to get a better exit out of the spoon corner. Faizan losing a place to Smith Shah as well in the background, but Shrivats gets a really good run out of spoon, and he also will have the DRS to VFix, which will help him defend his position. Meanwhile, Faizan Smith steering clear away from Faizan. Shooter looking to make a move on Wahid, and Wahid dives down the inside of
Into the final chicken.
Shooter. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a
and
crazy one.
yeah, but that compromises his exit, and Shooter makes an easy move past him and would look to get as close as he can to Yash Kosalia. Let's see what happens in the.
Yep. So the two best friends, Shooter and Yash Gosalia, are pretty close to each other, fighting for the final points paying position. But Yash Gosalia is having a 3 second, which will hamper his final finishing position. So yeah, in all of that, Redstone is again 2 tenths away from Shivatsa going towards the hairpin. Will Shivatsa lock up? No, this time he takes it pretty nicely, and In all of that, these guys are catching up to VFix. VFix, who was looking promising in the wets, is now under threat from Shivatsa and Redstone. So let's see how this pans out for the Williams driver. And Shivatsa is closing up to VFix. He is using his batteries. So is Redstone. So is Raman. The top four battle for the lead is a four-way battle. So it's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
the top four have broken away from rest of the pack as well, and Ramen just observing, quietly observing the battle that might just unfold up ahead and would want to pick up whatever pieces that are left off of it. But meanwhile, these drivers would also just be mindful in when they want to make a move. But Srivats will get under attack from Redstone. Redstone deploying the battery as much as he can. He saw she was not really using his battery quite late until the start finish straight, but and that is what Redstone leveraged and would keep moving forward on that.
Yep,
Meanwhile,
and we have Redstone up into P2, down from P12, all that chaos, and he's up into P2. And we have Yash Gosali in the pits again on to the medium tires. So let's see how this goes for him. And Yash Gosali has retired. I think that was pretty frustrating for the Mercedes driver. But now it's battle for the lead between VFix Cutter and Redstone. The VFix going wide, which will give a window to Redstone to attack, to take that lead back from him. So let's see what will the current championship leader do to challenge this. So VFix is pretty cautious on his power. He is using his battery. So is Redstone. So let's see. We will have Redstone will have DRS to overtake VFix. Let's see what can VFix do to defend that one from Redstone. It's just like season 9, these two fighting again. So let's see, VFix deploying his battery, so is Redstone. Redstone with the DRS will make the move. Redstone is closing up down the inside. They are moving and they make contact. Williams
contact.
breaks his end plate and Redstone is up into P1. Now VFix is under threat from Srivatsa with the broken front wing. The sector 1 is going to be horrendous. He has gapped VFix by a second.
Yeah, VFX not having the best of turn ones. I think Redstone was fairly committed with that overspeed that he had in the run up to turn one. Made sure. Oh, Raman barges into the back of the Aston Martin, pushes him back, pushes him almost off the track, but loses his front wing in the process. So two of the four
Oh,
drivers in the top four not really having an end plate with them, so which will make them struggle, especially in these tricky corners.
I mean, it's race over for Redstone. He has overtaken. He has no one else to overtake, and he's up into P1. Redstone, who has lost two titles, one to Jishnu, one to Basil. He is trying everything to gain the title back, and all of that. Azun and Faizan trading position. Faizan with that 3 seconds and that uh, contact of in SS with the Red Bull. He is struggling, and Azun is up into P7. Now we have the Aston Martin of Shooter who was sliding onto the curve. That was pretty crazy from Shooter.
Meanwhile,
But
Faizan
Faizan
coming, yeah, with that
with the battery,
overspeed.
with the DRS, he is up into P7. Now he has overtaken Azun. But Faizan with that 3 second will be under. And Azun around the outside into SS. Don't do that. He will just lose time and lose your front wings if you are not careful enough. So we have Srivatsa who is threatening VFix Cutter. VFX Cutter who is not having an end plate. These guys, I mean, the reports are going to be spicy. I am looking forward to the stewards' reports. What will these guys cook? So let's see. And we have Shiats and Raman has fallen back because his front wing is gone. Now he's under threat from Abhishek. So let's see how this goes. Shriyotsa is only a tenth behind, tenth and a half behind VFX Cutter. VFX was visibly struggling to the spoon section, understeering everywhere. Only 2 tenths separate these two, the Williams and the Aston Martin. Into 130R, Srivatsa will use his battery. Will he dive down the inside? He won't. He will stay back and get the DRS and make the move into turn 1. Into the final chicane. Srivatsa and VFX. That's a sad way to end your
Yeah, I think
lead.
VFX
Yeah.
should just realize that this is a lost cause and a lost battle. He can might as well just try to protect and preserve his P3 as much as he can, because the Racing Bulls of Abhishek, or rather Red Bull of Abhishek, has made a move on Raman. Raman struggling with that lack of downforce over there, and Abhishek would be looking to catch VFX and obviously make a gap of 3 seconds to compromise for his track limit
And we have
penalty that he's got. Meanwhile, we've got a yellow
Raman.
flag somewhere.
That was Raman, I guess.
Oh,
Raman, who is having gravel on his tires. I think he went off track into the Degners and lost it. So yeah, Faizan is the next bottleneck in the track, who is holding up a zone shooter and Sid Venkatesh. So let's see how this battle pans out. And we have Abhishek, who is also closing in on VFX Cutter. Abhishek's out of nowhere, having a horrible start and an horrible quali. He is challenging VFX Cutter for that P3. So let's see how this pans out as well. Is
meanwhile,
your
shooter.
mic static?
What is it making any noise?
Yeah, it's okay now. Okay, now it's again static.
Better.
Static again. Now it's better.
Oh, meanwhile,
So we have
shooter making a move on Faizan. Faizan not really yielding that position. Comes back at shooter. It is almost a 3-4 way fight. Is it going to be 3 wide into turn 1? No, Azun what looks on the
Azun
inside off.
looking to, yeah.
Off was that Faizan? Yeah, he was looking down the inside of Faizan, but no, nothing doing. Didn't want to take that risk. Meanwhile, shooter has cleared Faizan and would look to make inroads to Raman and see if he can cover those 7 seconds in the remaining 5 laps. Meanwhile, Abhishek,
And
Smith, and VFix.
Abhishek and yeah, Abhishek and VFX were side by side going into the SS. Abhishek had to back out. If they didn't, they were going to crash, and they would have had handed that P3 to Smith. So in all of that, VFX onto the grass. He is utilizing every bit of tracks. He is not having the downforce to encounter it, but still, he will challenge Abhishek for that final place on podium. I think this win is sealed, so is the P2, so is the fight for the final place of the podium. Now with Smith Shah in the mix as well.
Meanwhile, a very interesting battle brewing between Faizan, Azun, and Sid Venkatesh, as much as there is one between Smith, Abhishek, and VFix as well. So, a 3-way fight for
And
P3
Sid
and for.
Venkatesh going down the inside of Azun, and he will make the move, and he is up into P9 now. He is the guy trailing Faizan now.
But
Sid
is
Venkatesh,
Azun
oh,
does get that better drive out of the final corner. He's almost side by side again. Wants to come back at Sid Venkatesh. He does and is significantly ahead before the braking zone and gets that position back.
I mean, it's Sid is one of the conservative and safest drivers, but still he went for that move on his own. It's pretty surprising to see that, and we have Raman who is struggling. I think
And
he's spun again. I don't know, spun or had a moment. So yeah,
I have two cars. They are into each other. I don't know. That might be a.
that's a ghosted. That's
Yeah,
a
that's a
ghosted car of
lapped car
AV.
of AV.
So yeah, Abhishek still chasing VFX. So mind you, Avishets needs to overtake VFX and gain 3 seconds with that 3-second penalty. Otherwise, it's a lost cause for him as well on the podium scene. Right now, he is looking for a P5 finish. So let's see how this goes.
Yeah, and Abhishek would want to clear him especially this time around, because if he clears him, he can. Smith would also look to clear VFix, and in their battle, that might just give the opportunity to Abhishek to probably break away. But Abhishek doesn't probably have the straight line speed that he needs to make a move into turn one. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Faizan would be looking to make a move on Azun. Azun had overtaken him, I believe, but Faizan
And
and Azun.
Faizan down the inside. They are still going side by side. They make contact. A zone around the outside. Faizan down the inside. Again, they are making contact. They're side by side into the SS. Again, these guys are making contact. Don't spin each other out. Don't spin each other out. Too many reports incoming. Too many reports incoming. Good luck,
Faizan
shooter engine.
Faizan has his elbows out. He does not want to give up that position. He knows there is a time penalty, but it is about having that pride on track and retaining that position. Let's see what happens in that battle. Meanwhile, Abhishek versus VFix. Nothing really changing here. Smith also knows if he just hangs back, he will steal that position from Abhishek. That would be a worthy P4 as well for Smith.
I mean, Smith is known for his experience around the track. Back in season 8, he was sticking back. Oh, sorry, it was the other way around. Abhishek went for a move and he lost his P2. So I don't think he will make that mistake again.
Oh,
So he will.
it's
And AV has left the session.
yeah, not sure what happened, but a three-way fight brewing
Oh,
between the Ferrari, McLaren, and the Racing Bulls. This is
huh.
the most feisty fight that we have on the track right now. None of the drivers want to give the seat their position. They fairly kept it pretty clean, apart from the aji baji that we saw in the previous lap. But these drivers holding it together. 3 laps to go.
Yep. So Faizan stays ahead into the SS. I think we will go for a round. I don't know, whatever, but next lap because I don't think there are any overtaking opportunities. But who knows? These three guys are just elbows out. They do not care because they are 8 seconds behind the car ahead and 24 seconds ahead of the car behind. So yeah, Hammer and Baron, they are going side by side. Hammer going around the outside. Baron, oh, he cuts Baron off and he keeps the P12. Baron, oh, was running in P3, P4 with his teammate, is now into P13 with that double DTs. So yeah.
Meanwhile, as Sid Venkatesh has
And Abhishek and Vivek going side by side into the final chicane. They make contact and they are still side by side out of the final corner. Abhishek's with that battery. Abhishek's lost his exit. What? And it all of that Smith will make the move up into P4 3-way. He is going to take that final place on the podium. Abhishek Smith Shah up into P3. Abhishek and VFX have bottled the final place on the podium, and they both are missing an end player. What are these guys doing? What the F? Smith
yeah,
Shah and we have Azun and Faizan Harun around the outside will make the move, and he is up into P8. Oh, what happened to Sid? I think Sid had a moment. Now
yeah,
he
Sid.
is down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did have a moment just before that battle between Smith, Vfix, and Abhishek. Meanwhile, Azun finally makes his place and will just look to secure that spot. Meanwhile, Raman, I think this is Raman. Yeah, he is coming under attack from Shooter. So this is also for uh, additional points. Meanwhile, Abhishek's, VFix, and Smith. So I think this is the penultimate lap. This is the only opportunity where VFix can have to make a move on Smith and get that position back potentially. Meanwhile, Abhishek's
So,
diving down the inside of VFix, looking to make
oh,
that position, but no, which unsettles VFix and will compromise his exit from the final corner. Smith would be breathing easy under that helmet now. He's got the gap that he needs for this final lap, and VFix will still hold that position. Abhishek's looking feisty. He knows that he has that time penalty. Still wants to make that position on track, but
But
somehow
right now,
unable to.
yeah,
Meanwhile,
right now VFX and Abhishek are complementing each other. One is having a right broken end plate and another left. So yeah,
Coming back to the race leader who hasn't had much of screen time after he made his places to the top of the
yeah,
field and just coming up to the final sector, rounding up the final few corners. Redstone
casual
Dub
pride and
starting
drive.
from P12, having a good. Oh, meanwhile, Red Baron and Emmer are also at it. Meanwhile, coming to the final chicane, Redstone Dub showing his pace in the wet session, in the dry session as well, takes the checkered flag in the Japanese Grand Prix. What a drive from him. Meanwhile, Srivats rounding up P2 and Smith Shah with his patience, just keeping an eye out on the battle ahead, just finding the right, being at the right place at the right time, rounding up the final podium position. Vfix and Abhishek's a good battle between the two, but Abhishek's time penalty hurting him in the process. Meanwhile, Shooter successfully managing to make his move on Ramen and securing that P6. Azun also making that move on Faizan, who settles with a P9, and Sid Venkatesh disconnecting from that battle that we had for the final few laps between
Yeah,
Faizan and Azun, but did taking the final points position in P10. Wahid coming up in P11. Red Baron and Emma still at it. Just a close photo finish between these three drivers for the final positions. But what a race! What a quali session, wet session, a mix of weather in the race, and great entertainment all throughout the field. Shrikant.
yep. It was a pretty chaotic Japanese Grand Prix, and I will send the party invite to Shivatsu. So let's.
Meanwhile, Redstone dominating on the game as well with the race winner, fastest lap, driver of the day, and most overtakes. Azun with the cleanest driver award by the game. Right? What a great Japanese Grand Prix that was. A good, entertaining 27, 28 laps around Suzuka. A lot of shuffling of positions, but eventually Redstone, Srivats, and Smith making those podium positions. And a few incidents here and there. A busy evening for the stewards possibly after this, but we'll soon find out.
Yeah, that will be pretty interesting looking at the stewards report. Too many incidents. So we are
Yeah,
waiting on
double
Smith,
drive-throughs,
and so we won't have Srivatsa with us. So we are waiting in on Smith.
but we do
After
have
Smith join, we
our race winner, right?
yep, we have Redstone. Redstone, hello.
What's up?
Hello, Redstone. Not the best of quali sessions that you would have expected for,
And it's
but
McLaren.
paying back, paying, getting the dividends back in the race. Take us through both the sessions. How was it for you?
And
Firstly,
it's
congrats to
Mercedes.
Srivats and Smith. Good race. Quali, yeah, like little, like put it all on the line. Had a shitty turn one, invalidated, and I knew I didn't have the time to make it back. I tried, but I knew I didn't have enough to start a lap. Otherwise, it would have been easy pole. And yeah, start of the race, I didn't think it was going to be a wet start. Thought it was a dry race. It was important to make up some quite a lot of positions and be aggressive. Cooked my tires. That's why I had to box earlier than intended because even when I boxed, it was like My rears were at 74%. So had to be done. And the safety car came out, and when when I went on the hards, I knew I had the pace to clear them all. It was just a matter of time. And of course, and the incident with this guy, I have nothing more to say. Of course, he's going to report. I'll put in my defense. You, alongside, well ahead, even into the apex of turn one, he turns in like there's no car there. That's all I'll say. Leave it to
Yeah,
the
well,
stewards. I
well,
mean, it's not the first time. Not the first time that's happened.
yeah, we'll leave that to the
I mean,
stewards room. It was,
even if I get a penalty, I have several seconds to play with. So I'm either way leading the championship. And I don't see him as a contender this season either way. It's too slow. So
yeah,
GG everyone. Thanks for the comms.
good,
Good race,
good,
Smith.
good show there. We leave those things to the stewards room, but a great, great, great drive from you, Redstone. Congratulations on that win. And I'm not sure Srivaths hasn't joined us, but Smith is here. Smith, what a drive from you! Great run to the podium. Just mind keeping your nose clean, just finding your space on the track and making it through. How was quali and race for you? Yeah, a mix of newbies and veteran drivers. Of course, there is, irrespective of the standards, but there is definitely a spectacle for the stream. So we'll take those for us. But great race, mate. Redstone. It was Japan, a tough race, tough track to overtake. But you guys showed it how you could just need to hold it there, and you'll get those positions. Congratulations on that, and thank you,
And
Shrikant.
nice to share the podium with Smith. It's been like I don't know how long, but good to still
Yeah.
remember the 2019, 2020 days with the F1 classic cars.
What?
That was quite a lot of fun. Yumi's chips. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back F1 2020.
Bring back 2021 for me. But yeah, anyway,
GG
great
boys.
race.
Thank you so much for
Thanks,
comms.
Shrikant, for joining on the comms box. It was lovely
Yep.
as usual. And thank you, viewers. The-
Wow.
uh, yeah, we just picked up on the momentum, and you guys gave us a great show. So we'll still expect that from you guys. All right. Until then, until next week, this is us signing off from the Indian Racing League. Bye bye.